Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right.
With you.
So,
we're totally with you. Okay.
Monday.
all right, wait. So hold up.
Easy. Monday.
27.
Easy.
Johnny. I'm stuck on the whole walking through the
80s,
hallway.
so she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like if you know anything about the John Hughes movies.
I won $100 million.
Oh God.
I disappeared.
I got it. No, I know this is why it works. Because there is a way. You think do not. Like,
Easy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Easy Monday Motivation Season 2. It's the guy that makes it do what it do, your homeboy E of Scotch with E, along with the co-hosts that do the most because, man, y'all should see us behind scenes. There's a lot of bleeps and things that come up because we be talking real ranted. Really?
Oh, no.
All right.
You didn't introduce my co-host.
Right. Yeah, we gotta.
I feel like he's gonna make a cameo in this program based on how he got started.
Okay.
He got to. He got to. Hey, so CT, I'm about to go ahead and just break the wall, guys. I know we haven't done this on this podcast, but man, hey man, don't hit me with that shit.
Means no.
Don't do it.
I'm about to.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will let it slide this time. Hold my hand out.
This is a family show.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll take my whipping. I got it. All right. Because I was about to go. Okay. Let me calm it down. Let me bring it back. All right. Hey guys. Hey, how's it going, CT? How you doing, my guy? How was your week?
Hi, Eric. It's good to see you.
What is going on here? We went from one extreme to the next.
About to both get in trouble with Johnny. Mama Johnny is about to come out.
Gate.
No, listen, man. I've been traveling a good bit. This will be third week in a row. Been on the road. Flying can be stressful, but the things that I'm doing, or when I go to the place I'm supposed to go after the flying thing happens, has been really, really positive. So super pleased with some of the work that we've got doing, honing my skills, my craft. But boy, I tell you what, I got stranded in Charlotte on one of them. I've had like 3 or 4 canceled flights. It's been a trip, but I've gotten where I've needed to go. I got first world problems, you know what I'm saying? So I'm solid, and I'm back where I need to be. So I'm in the Easy Monday Motivation room with my people. So I'm good. I'm good.
All right, that's good to hear. Well, I'm glad that you're here and racking up those freaking flyer miles because them free trips, boy. I'm telling you, ain't nothing better than getting that free trip when you done been going everywhere for everybody else, but you like, hold up, I can go for me. All right, let's roll. So I know we'll be looking forward to hearing about some of your vacations. Hey Mel. Shouting over to you, Johnny, my liege. How was your week? How you be?
I'm really good. I'm looking forward to the day that I can have those frequent flyer miles as well. So I'm trying to be on y'all's level. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to move toward. But the week is going good. My week is going great. It's the same old in a good way, family, work, all the things. But life is really, really good.
That's good. Life is good. Life is good. I will check in and let you guys know. I'm really good right now. I'm in a good space, professionally, personally. You guys have been really keeping me grounded. You have no idea how important it is for somebody who is an agent of chaos to show up in this space where he can get feedback and get corrected. Because I'm telling y'all, I was coming out the gate today. I was like, oh man, we breaking all the rules today. So thank you for bringing me back in, CT, because you know what I'm saying? I was about to have some third world problems.
We got time. We got time. Just Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and call out that it is March now. We have worked our way all the way through the love of February. So shout out to CT leading us through our Black History Month. Yeah. We had a wonderful Black History Month and a lot of love and segments. So I'm looking forward to all of the feedback we're going to get from you guys as you continue to tune in, listen in, and absorb the content that we're putting out here. But we are now into the true thick of how we're doing these things now, moving into March, because you guys got to experience what we did in February. We're doing things a little bit different. You know, we're going to be bringing y'all this content. We're going to be really thinking about our topics as well as how we engage with you. So, and we want to be a little bit edgy. So we're going to have some conversations that may not make people somewhat comfortable. And if you are uncomfortable, please bear with us, because change is about being uncomfortable.
Yes,
Okay, that's right. Because you know what I'm saying. Like, I guarantee that the cake that goes in the oven don't feel great as it's 350 degrees in that hot pan and those oils is burning out. But you know, when it comes out and it's nice and fluffy and covered in icing, and then you're eating it for a birthday or something, I bet you're really happy. That cake did not like that. But that change was.
How are you gonna speak for the cake? Like, the cake might actually be really comfortable because it doesn't become cake until it's gone through that fire.
Ooh.
It was only a mix of ingredients.
I see what you're saying.
So it had to go through the fire so it could become, watch me now, what it is that now we get a chance to taste. So like, that's what I feel like our pod is becoming. Like, we mixed some ingredients in season 1. We tried to figure out what is we trying to push out.
Yeah.
How is we adding ingredients to it? Now we're going to put through the rest of this season, we're going to put it in the fire a little bit. That's what I hear you saying. So it can be edible.
Okay.
I like that approach. I like that viewpoint on it. Yeah.
You know what? All right. You know, cake likes to be baked. All right. Just know from now on, CT says bake them cakes. Okay. So we go.
There it
is. They just got some heat on it. Got some heat on it.
It is. Look, we all
my co-star just showed back up as E.
No.
Oh, y'all.
Thank you, Mr. No. We always need you. Mr. No is always our best friend. He shows up whenever we need him.
About to put him away because he keeps stealing the segment. So I know he needs to go in.
That's his job. You know? I mean, if your name was Mr. No, what else would you do besides just jump in and be like, no. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Multiple ways.
So yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. I'm very happy. I did get to tend to the fish tank. Today was one of those days where after I clean it, you let it run through the cycle and it starts to like really clear up, because you know once you disturb the water, it's get a little cloudy. But I put a giant sunken ship in there. So I pulled out all the other stuff, put a giant sunken ship in there. I'm really happy because it's a beautiful look. And you know how you guys know how I am about my fish. So moving on, because I don't want anybody to ask any more questions about the fish, we are going to jump into today's.
Did you feel that?
Topic.
You felt it.
I felt it.
You felt it, didn't you?
Yeah, I know y'all did. Today we're going to move.
Can I ask you a question though? Before I want to ask about the fish. I promise. I don't. The month of March, something else happens. There's a big day in the month of March that I want our listeners and to be prepared for the agent of chaos to hopefully come back to us after this date. What happens? I think it's middle of the month, something like that.
I mean, March is my birthday month. That is a very true.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I was skipping on that because you know, listen, I just was going. How chaos works is you're not aware of it. It just happens, right? So you're gonna look up. It was gonna be my birthday. I'd be doing the most. And then everybody like, oh my God, I didn't even know it was his birthday. He didn't tell me. Yes, but no.
Don't notice. It's like the 15th or something like that.
It's the 6th. It's the 6th.
Is it now?
Yeah, it's the 6th. The 6th.
Okay,
yeah.
The 4th
is with me. But the 6th.
Okay, I just want to make sure that all our listeners know exactly which day it is.
The day. It is the 6th.
They can be off the roads and wherever you might happen to be on the 6th. That whatever chaos ensues, because it just happens. That's what you just told me. It just happens. They are at least guarded.
Yeah. My actual birthday, the March of the 6th, is impending, guys. And I just want y'all to know that it falls on my favorite day of the week to provide chaos. That's a Wednesday. Because if you give people chaos on Wednesday, that carries over into the next week. So just be prepared, okay? Just know, like, you know, this is.
I love it.
Yeah. Be
no longer Up Day. Wednesdays are now Chaos Day.
Now it's Chaos Day.
Okay. AOC on a Wednesday. That's what I need to do. Okay, so but no. Thank you, CT, for calling that out. today we have a very special topic that I think we're going to really enjoy breaking into because it kind of touches on a few things that I think that we all have experience with. And Joni, I'm going to pass it over to you. Today is your opportunity to lead us in the conversation. And
good.
I want to just hear what's on your mind. We'll be doing today, Joni.
All right. So today's conversation is you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. And so this got me into the mindset. And the reason why I chose this topic really is because of the month of March. Everyone knows March Madness, right?
Yeah.
But there's some other things that's happening in March too, in addition to E's birthday. Like we're just coming off of the hype of the Super Bowl in February. You got the Oscars happening. You got March Madness. You got opening day of MLB. Then we're headed into the NBA playoffs in April. Like it's just a season of competition, a season of winning or losing. So I thought, like, what better way, I should say, to kick off March than to have this conversation about what it means to win and lose and our experiences with that. And let me just tell our easy motivationers. So we share our ideas and thoughts. Sometimes when we have an idea about a conversation, everybody's like, cool, that's dope. We're going to run with it. Cool, whatever. And we don't always talk about what we're going to discuss. As soon as I presented this topic about winning or losing, and let's have a conversation about sports, I mean, it was mad text messages, y'all. I mean, it was pictures being sent. It was stats being quoted about how these two have performed in the past. And I mean, we took it there just in the conversation. And matter of fact, at some point I just tapped out because I said, I don't want to hear all of this right now. I want to wait to the conversation. But I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Because immediately the conversation just went there. Right. And I think it's interesting too, because you can meet complete strangers. And if you have on a team shirt or you bring up sports, I mean, it just brings us all together, right? So we're going to get into that in a minute here. I want to hear from y'all. But there's the first question I want to ask you. Just a fun question, since we're talking about winning and losing. So let's say you've just won the lottery, right? But you've not only won the lottery, you've won $300 million. Like you've won the mega millions and it's on and popping, okay? You've already built your team. So you got a lawyer, you got an accountant, you made your investments, you took care of your children. You've done the things that you needed to do. And now you're left with some money and you like, I want to buy 3 things just for me. Just to get it out of my system because I need to spend some of this money. So E, what are the 3 things you're buying? E, I'm asking you first, and then CT, you get ready. I want to hear what you got to say too.
Okay.
All right. So if I had enough money to purchase the things that I would want left over, I would buy an island. Okay. I'm not going to change that. I'm buying an island. Okay. Because when I want to disappear, I'm going to disappear.
Yes.
That way I can create tourism and revenue for people visiting my private island and like make money off of it.
Make money off your money.
That's right. Because that's what I have to do. And then I'm going to buy probably a $50,000 to $100,000 bottle of scotch that would sit in a jeweled cabinet in this beautiful house that I would have on my island. Yes, that's right. Jeweled cabinet with my big old bottle of scotch. And then because I bought a private island and I have a beautiful house on it with my beautiful bottle of scotch, I would probably have a yacht that would match my hot island. Because whenever I wanted to go to my island, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there'd be a plane and a tarmac, but nah, we pull up to my island.
Yes, that's right.
That's me. That's how we doing it.
That's the way to do it. I love it. I can see you out there right now.
Right now. I'm out here mixing and shaking and doing my thing. It's a lounge and music and it's a club and party, but I'm just sitting in my big old house, just looking after watching all the lights, sipping my really expensive scotch, watching the lights on the yacht. Like, this is the life. Yes. Yes.
I love it.
I have a private militia and everything. Y'all just know.
Why you go militia though? For real?
because they wouldn't be an army. It wouldn't be an army.
Got you. Yeah.
All right.
Technically, it wouldn't be an army. So
we're on location. Easy Monday motivations on location.
Yes, motivationers just know you will be in scripture. So
I
Live
love
studio
it.
audience on the island. Oh,
yeah, free trips to Ease Island. You know how you get the little service package, but in the fine print, you will be expected to take up arms and defend the island. So I'm just saying.
Do you have a name for your island, E?
Air E dice.
There we go.
that was
quick. That
top,
was quick
and
on
that
your
was
feet. I like that
brilliant.
one.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm with that
gosh.
one. I'm with that one. CT, what about you?
I mean, I don't know how to follow that in the sense that I island for sure, because we did that island thing in Belize and that was epic. But in the spirit of choosing some additional things. So the first thing I would do, I've always had this vision to buy. There's a parcel of land on the east side of Columbus, Ohio, and right off of Bryce Road, where there used to be a movie theater and all kinds of stuff, and it's been sitting there for years.
Yeah.
And I'd always dreamed of buying that property and then putting on that property things that help solve for deserts, food deserts, closing deserts, like, and that's always something I've always wanted to do. So that would be, if I got all my ducks in a row and all my people are taken care of, Johnny, and now I got this money left over, I'm doing something that is going to create community and build economy, but in a way that the people who are helping to serve don't actually have to worry about collecting money. So if we have barbers and hairstylists that are in one of the places, they don't have to actually collect money from the people who come, because they're already being paid for through this fund, through this community investment thing that we put out there. So it's always been something that's been in like my heart. So that's the one philanthropic side of Christopher, because that would feed everything that is me. So the other thing that you just got to know, y'all got a chance to meet Miss Melanie way back. Now, even though everybody's taken care of, there's a separate pot that Miss Melanie would be requiring that we would invest in. And while it may not be an island, we would be on some beach somewhere, in some tropical place. With an everyday expectation that we would watch the sun rise and set just for us, where we can walk out to the beach, etc. So that's two. And then I would and oh, by the way, it would be on a place where there's a golf course.
Oh, okay.
I would make sure I could fund my golf thing all day, every day. If I wanted to, I would go do it. If I didn't want to, then I go do it. Right. So that would be the one thing I would do for me, with somebody in a cart who is following me around with a golf caddy. And if I lost the ball, they would pretend like I didn't lose that ball, and they would place a new ball wherever it is that I needed to hit. And then they would record the score in an accurate way based upon their interpretation of what it is that I did or did not do in that round. I'm just saying, if I got that kind of money, I can never lose.
That's right.
You win some, you lose some. But in this instance, I'm always winning.
Always winning.
DJ Khaled did say, all I do is win, no matter what. $300 million. Oh, yeah. And every time I step up in any building, my hands ain't got to go up, because I already got $300 in my pocket, so I'm keeping my hands in my pocket so don't mind. Like, get your hand out of my pocket. Anyway, so that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would do. I'm channeling my chaos, because I feel like I need to be able to meet chaos where chaos is in some of my answers today. So thank you, Johnny, for indulging mine. What about you though? What would you?
So I got to add this real quick. I just say to CT, well, I mean, you can buy a house on my island and not have to pay for a whole island. I give you a whole section, and we can build a golf course that be called the Chocolate Drop.
Yeah, I love you. And
I know, I just appreciate you. Yeah, you don't want that type of chaos in your life.
I don't need that kind of drama in my life.
That's all right. I got a boat. I'll just pull up on your island whenever I need to.
That's right. I just need the chaos to come to me so I can control it, for me to visit chaos and be able to leave it whenever I need to. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Johnny, what about you?
What about you?
Oh man, mine are really simple, to be honest. Like, well, first it has to be a big shopping trip with me, my sister, my daughters, and my mama. Well, my mom hates shopping, so we'll just probably buy her stuff and just let her, whatever she chooses to do. So it has to be a big shopping trip for sure. My sister loves fashion and clothes and all that, so we got to do that. And then property. So what that looks like, I'm not sure. Like, I went back and forth. Like, is it just buying, what is it called? Like a compound where all my family and everyone can just live when they need to. But is it good that we always live together in the same compound? Right?
Not when you own it, because you be like, hey, I don't like what you're doing with my property. In your property.
Yeah. I know some of my people, and maybe it's just a destination, a place that we all can come to, like a family reunion type of situation, and then go from there. And then let's see. I always wanted to have my own movie theater. So build a movie theater, and on the other side, we got some type of like bookstore / lounge or something like that, right? But definitely, I always wanted to own my own movie theater. So there we go.
That would be dope.
What's the last movie you saw?
Oh, in the movies?
Yeah.
At the movies. Me and my daughter went to go see Renaissance. That was the last one we saw. Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun. I was so inspired. I'm like, she really is the queen. All right, so there we go. We got that all our system. We know how we want to spend money and all of that. But this is something
I just got to say something to make CT. You made me feel bad that I didn't do anything philanthropic from my perspective. Though.
You didn't have to.
You can't add it now.
Well, no, wait.
It's too late.
No.
It's too late. You don't want to give to anyone else.
Okay.
I told you who would be showing up to the conversation today.
That's all right.
Look up. Look. There it is.
No.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
You don't want to add nothing, E? You good?
No, I thought about it. Like, I'm building an economy myself. It's just different.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good way to look at it. And I thought it was interesting too when I was thinking about this question of Mega Millions and all of that. We already know like a huge portion of people that win the lottery within a few short years, they're bankrupt because they're spending. But some experts say that if you win an obscene amount of money, that as you're building like your A team, if you will, so you got your lawyer, your accountant, a therapist should be on that list too.
Yes.
Because a lot of people experience guilt. That's why they spend so much. They don't know how to manage this newfound wealth that they have. I thought that was really interesting. Does that surprise y'all at all that a therapist should be on that list?
No. Actually, I one of my close friends at the time won the Mega Millions. He won the 40 million, and they took a cash buyout of like 16. And I just saw what happened, and it was I can clearly tell if he had 160, he'd probably be way worse.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. Like, dude, you don't need a Lamborghini in Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
There's no reason why you would ever need a Lamborghini in Columbus, Ohio. We need Lamborghinis on concrete roads, bro. You don't put them on blacktop. You don't put them out here.
Yeah.
But I ain't got no money, and I know that, so we should not tell him.
If you have money, you need a therapist.
Yes.
If you don't have money, you need a therapist. Like just
need a therapist.
If you're not talking to somebody, shoot, you missing out on like living your best life. So when something good does happen, or something bad or something not so good happens, you've got a place to put it. You've got somebody who is a safe place that can help you maneuver through what intellectually may be going on, or some of the traumas that existed in your life, like all of the stuff. Like, so Johnny, I love the idea that do you need one? Yeah, but you just need one.
One. I know. I started last month. I started last month for the first time. I'm always telling everybody else they need to go see a therapist. I said, child, let me get one myself and work through some of this and figure out why I always have the need to tell somebody else what to do. But no, seriously, I agree with you 100%. Like, you just need it. So, okay.
Yeah, I've had therapy since I've seen someone since 2012, 2011, 2012, pretty consistently. Because the nature of how you maneuver through the world and life and stuff happens, like, and some of the freedoms that you give yourself to have permission in only come by getting out of you what is in you. And if you don't have a safe place, if you will, to be able to put that And really good therapists are really great at asking the questions so that you find the discovery yourself rather than going in. I think some people have a misnomer where you go in and like they're going to tell you what to do. No, the good ones are like, okay, so
You tell me.
tell me more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people get frustrated with that. But the reality is the answers, watch this now, the answers are actually already inside of you.
Yeah.
Their job is to help it to pull it out of
Bring
you.
it out.
Yeah.
Bring it out. I saw an interview recently with Kerry Washington, and she was talking about that too. And she's been going to therapy off and on for years. And someone said, "Man, you've been going for so long. Is it not working or what is it?" She says, "Oh no, that's not the goal. The goal is not to be finished,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
is because life isn't finished. It's a
Yeah.
ongoing journey. So I need someone to help me navigate all of that." So I love
That's
that you
good.
brought that up, CT, for sure.
That's good.
All right. Now let's get into it. You win some, you lose some. I want to talk about sports. So y'all, I never played sports in high school or school, and it's one of my biggest like I have 2 regrets in life. I'm one of those people that think it's okay to have regrets. It's just a time to reflect. I regret I didn't go to a HBCU, and I regret that I did not play sports because I feel like it teaches you so much about life. Right? And so I want to hear from y'all. E, I'm going to start with you. I know you played sports in school and you're a sports fan. So tell me a little bit just about your experience and then some of the parallels that you've seen between life and sports, what you've learned from it, all of that. I want to hear from you.
Okay. I grew up around sports. My father was athletic. And my mother and my family, they all kind of participated in some sports, one or another. I played soccer when I was younger.
Okay.
It was something that just kind of kept me busy. I also played tennis. And then I even played like the non-traditional sports. I was on the chess team. I did debate, like, different stuff
Are we surprised? Are we surprised at all?
No.
No. This is that last one. Debate. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
but
it's
I'm like,
okay.
come on. That's you all day.
All day.
Yeah, I played basketball in middle school as well as soccer and stuff. And then like ultimately in high school, I played football, till I graduated. Now I could have played afterwards, but like something happened when I played sports. And to your question about parallels of sports and life, there are some major fundamental characteristics that you gain from playing sports. One of them is confidence. Like as you begin to play sports and become more aware of your position in said sport, you start to build confidence along with camaraderie. And there is nothing greater to the development of a young man than to show him how to be okay with being himself in a group of other men. And then those men accepting him to be a part of that group so that they can all strive towards success or failure together. And when we talk about winning and losing, you do literally win and lose together. I don't care if it's about one play, somebody made a mistake, your team lost. And when you started to build that connectivity with each other and people went through things like off field, you actually cried for them. You actually cared for them. You build a family in that sport because you had to 100% depend on these other people to execute their jobs and them depend on you to do your job and encourage you even when you didn't do a good job. So it's like there's a lot of just how should you treat people in your space in sports, right? I will say that sports did teach me something that was way more vital to my future than a lot of people probably would learn on their own. I got hurt my junior year, strained my MCL, and I couldn't walk for a while on my one leg. I was dragging my leg through high school on crutches and all of this. And it dawned on me, like, as big and strong as I am and as great as I am in sports, if I don't do something with my mind, then my body could give out on me. And then no matter how good I want to compete, I'm always going to lose because my body can't keep up. So I switched my focus from sports to using my mind, and I went to DeVry instead of going to, college for for football because I saw a brighter future from learning the discipline and from learning how to tactically think about where I could execute in sports.
Was that your mind telling you yes, but your body's telling you no? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. No. Go ahead and give me a Mr. No for you.
thing.
Mr. No for you. Okay. Play now. Give me my Mr. No. Give me hold up.
No.
There you go.
That was an
And a
appropriate
slap.
one there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got me.
How about that?
But yes, my mind was telling me that I wanted to compete, but my body had reached my if I could have played, but I knew I would be a target because my senior year when I played and I had a brace on my knee,
Yeah.
people literally were aiming for my knee. And I knew that there could be a day that I could lose the ability to be able to walk with this knee just because I want to play a sport. Nah, let's use this muscle, which is way better than all of the rest of them. And I stepped out.
So I want to okay, you got hurt. You had to change your expectations of what you thought. Was there a grieving process in that? I guess is my question.
Oh yeah. When I couldn't move and I couldn't like practice and I couldn't be with my team, it hurt because I felt like, we were building. So I went to Columbus East High School, and during the time we were a average of 1-19, meaning that, we had a dismal record for many, many years. There have been championship teams in the school, but for many, many years, it just sucked. And then when I got there, we built a team that went to the championship, went to the city, went to the state playoffs. Like we had a stellar team, and I got hurt my junior year where I felt like we had a chance to go far. And we did good. We made it to the city championship, but, we fell short. And I felt like I kind of could have contributed to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't 100%. If we were all 100%, like would it had happened? So yeah, you do think that there are those subtle reflections, but no regrets because I did leave it all out on the field, and which is why I have the friends that I have now, and the connections that I have now. The guy who built my custom cabins and stuff, he was the right tackle, I was the left tackle, right? My friends throughout life are always going to be my friends because we struggled in this scenario of triumph and loss together. And I really think that's one of the biggest things that you get out of playing sports with people.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love that. CT, what about you?
Man, I think this particular journey there are tons of parallels in people's
Oh, wait a minute. Can we pause just really, really quickly? Just real quick. Cam, there may be something that we just need the people to see. Just real quick, if you have a moment to be able, come on. Look at
introducing.
Let's go.
Number 29 for the Wrestling Cougars, Mr. CT the Chocolate Drop.
He meant business. He was about that business. Thank you, Cam. We appreciate
the crowd goes wild. That guy, man. Listen, I tell you what, that guy was committed, like dedicated. And what's interesting is our high school team. So I'll take a little bit of a different approach than what he took, in that our high school team was not a winning team, but because of some of the God-given abilities that I had and a couple of critical pieces like a quarterback. So I was a receiver who could throw the ball. I got some individual honors where the team did not get honors, but I got some honors. And so there is a really interesting distinction between how you saw what winning was in a team concept versus, man, we was losing games, but I was getting yards and I was being honored, and I had a successful football career that did lead me to playing in college. And I remember very clearly, and some of this was the headset then, when I walked into the school my freshman year in high school and said, I'm going to be on this wall before I leave. That's how dedicated I was about the things that I would do. And that was really my freshman year, the first full year of football I had ever played. Because in 8th grade, very first game, was a cornerback, came up, made a tackle, and When the tackle was over, my shoulder was up here, and so I had broke my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
First game ever playing, and thank God my mom
Jeez.
let me keep playing. But broke my shoulder, had 2 pins in my arm, and
Hurting
didn't
me thinking about it.
I got to my freshman year in high school. But yet when I walked in, I loved the game of football, and I still believed in what I could accomplish, regardless of what the team did or did not do. And it afforded me an opportunity to have some scholarships to play football at the college level. And Wittenberg University, at the time we came in winningest program at Division III. I came in with a cadre of gentlemen who were exceptional, and today are still exceptional, and still would call my brothers. And to Eric's point, and again, in the concept of team, that team won.
Okay.
That team won all the time.
Okay.
We rarely lost, but when we did lose, the things we had to go through in the process of getting back on the winning side, we had to do it together. And the interesting thing is, my sophomore year in college was having an incredible year. And fifth game of the season, went across the middle. I caught the ball. I went right. My knee went left. Not good on the knee. And was out for 4 games and still made honorable mention all conference that year. But after I got hurt, it changed how I wanted to think about what football represented for me.
Okay.
I was already doing everything under the sun. I was in plays, I was in student government, I was in our gospel choir, like all of the stuff
Okay.
while I was in school, and I played football. But once I got hurt, I was like, yeah, this is for the birds. And I
Yeah.
still finished out, but I finished out not because I actually wanted to. I finished out because the brothers that I lived with, the guys that I was around, wouldn't let me. Like, they said, we need you, you need us, get your tail out here. So they would not let me quit. Right? There are moments in life where, when things get really hard and you don't know how to push through, it's having the right circle around you that's going to push you in ways that you may not want to push yourself. And so it allowed me to have a really amazing collegiate experience relative to football in particular, because those guys were just exceptional. They were exceptional men. They're exceptional men today.
Yeah.
Did lots of really amazing things together. We won some things together. We lost in some things together, but we did it together. And
Mhm.
to me, the parallel in life is that if you think about me as a leader, when you think about me as a coach, when you think about me as a consultant, when you think about me as how I think about the world, it comes out of some of those learned and lived experiences where somebody was there for me. And so I almost feel, I don't want to call it an obligation, but a responsibility to be there for others. And so when y'all think about how I show up, some of that is fueled because when I was down, someone was there for me. When I needed to be picked up, someone was there for me. And so I like to show up that way as a leader, as a friend, as a colleague, as a father, as a husband. I want to be there for you, even if in those times when I was older and I wanted my body to do a thing. I've torn both of my Achilles tendons, people.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Tell you,
Okay.
as an adult person, Melanie might chime in here at some point in time, but both of them were year-long recoveries.
Yes.
And so when your body gave out, you had to use your mind to be able to maneuver through. And I always use those seasons in the concept, Johnny, of win some, lose some. I won in those seasons, even though my body lost. I won because
Yeah.
I had to learn about me. I had to sit down. I couldn't
Yes, you do.
actually move and function and go fast. Like, I had to sit down, prop my foot up, take meds. Like, I was stationary.
Had
I was
to.
isolated. And so there's a whole lot you discover about yourself when you have instances like that. So yeah, I love this topic a lot because I've been in sports my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to high school, all Ohio in track, all Ohio in football. Like, it was just
up.
my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get older, I do play pickleball here and there. I
Okay.
do play golf. So sports are still a big part of my
Yeah.
life. But, they do carry something different from a teaming perspective. So
And that's so interesting when y'all talking about being hurt, when your body forces you to sit down, right? Because to be an athlete, you have to have this mental toughness, but that does not always mean that you get to act it out in a physical way. How does that mental toughness play into it when you are forced to sit down? I think I shared with y'all, like, when I turned 30, I started running. Like, I had a running coach, all these other things, ran a couple like half marathons, 10Ks, all of those things. But there are times, and it became so therapeutic for me. Like, that's where I left it all out on the pavement. I would just go and run and do my thing. But when I was injured or hurt, I couldn't do that. So then where was all of this mental energy going to go? Where was I going to take all of those things? So I had to like take what I learned out on the pavement and internalize that and learn how to process those things as I was sitting on my couch. Because it's cool that you think you're tough, but you ain't so tough if you're running on an injured leg, right? That's not tough. That's just not being smart. That's being stupid.
Yeah.
When you are truly injured, because now you're only going to hurt yourself even worse, right? So I think that's interesting too.
Johnny, we used to have a phrase, and everybody who plays sports, like especially in our space, is like, if something happened, the question was, are you hurt or are you injured?
Yeah.
Because you can play hurt.
Hurts. Yeah. But you should not play injured.
And you're playing, that's more long term.
Yeah.
So if you got a stub finger, you just hurt. Tape that joint up, get back in the game. But if you broke your arm, you can't play, right? And so you had to create this distinction between the two things. Where are you hurt or are you injured? And sometimes you can translate that into life. Like sometimes people, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be. Sometimes people will call their life hurt an injury. Yeah. When in truth, you just got disappointed. Get up, get back in the game. You just got offended. Get up, get back in the game. Like, your life isn't over. This hasn't taken you out. This is just a moment that has caused you a pause for you to reflect on what the situation is. And if you can determine that whoever said it, they don't matter.
Yeah.
You just injured, baby. Get up and keep moving. And get back in the game. Because the thing about the team is that if you're hurt and they need you, you have to get back in the game because they need you.
Yep.
If you're injured, then somebody who really understands and appreciates you as a part of a team, when they know you're injured, what they do is they pick up where you cannot. And sometimes people are stepping out because they're only hurt, and you putting all this other pressure on people who might be hurt too. And so now their hurt becomes an injury because somebody else didn't step in and make sure that the hurt person was playing hurt with the other hurt person. So then y'all got through the game together, versus the hurt person was in there now playing for the other hurt person. And now that hurt person is injured. And now the person is like, oh, well, that's too bad. You should have stopped. You should have.
Yes.
I'm in my feelings now.
Like, no, I love that.
Here. Anyway,
that's perfect. I love that so much because I can think of several experiences in my life where there had to be a distinction between that hurt and being injured. Like, you hurt, okay. Now, I mean, what does that mean? You just can't take okay, that's good for you. Now you got to keep going because people are depending on you, right? Your family, your friends, whoever it is, your team at work, they're depending on you. So just because someone didn't like your idea or your little feelings were hurt, that's all good. You know what I mean? I'm a sensitive person. I get embarrassed. I get disappointed all the time, but that doesn't mean you take yourself out the game. So I like that a lot. I like that.
I live my life with a certain amount of hurt, and you just work through it. That's just what it is. Yeah, that's just, it hurts to wake up certain days and not have the things that you want.
Yep.
It hurts to get feedback from certain people. It hurts to suck at things that you want to be good at too.
Yep.
But what those things hurt aren't actually causing injuries.
Yeah.
So
all right, so I got to ask this question.
Go for it.
We can't have this conversation without us talking about this. What do y'all think? I'm just going to ask E just straight out. I ain't going to try to put it into no little whatever. E, what do you think about this whole everybody gets the trophy culture that we have? Look at his face, CT. I'm just going to ask E, and you already know what I'm saying. Go ahead and answer.
What do I think about everybody gets an award culture?
Yeah.
It creates losers that think they're winners. That's what it does. If we being plain and obvious, like, okay, all right, there's 10 awards. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you guys an example.
Okay.
There's 10 awards.
Mhm.
And of those 10 awards, everybody gets some color, right? Like some
Okay.
color. Like I get a
Yes.
blue one, you get a red one, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So how do I know based on my award that I actually did any good?
That you did any good.
How
How
do
are you
I
gonna
know?
go and get better?
Because I'm about to use, I mean, is it because it's red and it says first place? Because Timmy, who didn't even participate for real, got black in 10th place. But his little sister was doing better on the sideline. She should get 10th place.
Yeah.
She practiced more than he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, listen. I'm of the mind. See, all right, just so I can really be honest about why I feel this way.
Okay.
My son played sports. My ex-wife would sign my son up for sports. And then of course, as dad, you take him, right? Like my son was not an athlete at a very early age. He was horrible, didn't pay attention, nothing. My son was the liability on the basketball court.
Okay.
And then they didn't have a coach. And then I had to coach my son's team when my son was the worst person. Well, him and some other little girls, the worst person on the team. Do you think I was like, yes, give my son a runner-up trophy? I was like, no, he'll get nothing. He'll get nothing. He ain't dribbled the ball one time.
No.
He ain't helped at all. Those two little boys that ran and played up, give them the ribbons, give them the trophies. None of the rest of the team gets trophies. Y'all didn't do no work. I'm just saying, here, you get a participation trophy, which is a piece of candy.
There it is.
There you
And
go.
You can eat that and walk away with it, but he
away.
gets something tangible that they can keep forever because they did work. No, we need to stop creating these delusional people. It goes beyond just sports. It's just like the whole play canon of everybody's great and everybody's not great at everything.
No, it's not.
You can't be. Everybody's not the best at everything. Everybody's not beautiful. Everybody's not a 10. There's going to be levels to losing and winning, which is why it exists. So the Olympics has a gold, silver, and bronze medal. Gold means you won.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's important for the country with the most golds to go back. Could you imagine if everybody just got bronze and everybody just got participation for the Olympics?
Right.
What country would think that they're working the hardest to excel in these areas? Yeah, it's a stupid concept. Again, it's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love that. I completely agree. I think I know CT probably agrees too, because then you don't even know how to get better. And also too, I will watch my kids during that season of their athletic careers, where they were on these teams where they didn't keep score and didn't trophies. What I thought was so interesting, you weren't allowed to keep score, but all the kids kept score.
Yep.
Because they said, we won, y'all lost.
Yep.
But yet it was this idea that like, no, it could hurt some of the kids' feelings. And I'm like, that's crap. Because in life, certain things you're not going to win. The Oscars. I love Sterling K. Brown. I love Jeffrey Wright. I think they're amazing actors.
I do too.
They may not win. Someone's going to lose Best Supporting Actor.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Right?
And this is the first year that Godzilla's ever come up for an Oscar. It's 70 years.
Yeah.
And I don't think Godzilla got a chance, but 70 years is something.
Right. So I don't know. It's just like, what is that doing to our?
I'm just saying, like, Johnny, based off that thing, like after 70 years, ain't nobody just gave you a participation trophy. You got participation Oscar after 70 years? No, there's a reason why there's no participation Oscar. Your movie sucked. Okay,
that's why you didn't get it. Okay, that is why you didn't get it. No, I love that. Okay, so I have another question.
You gotta give CT the answer.
And I got another question for CT.
Okay.
I got another question for you, CT, because I could just see your face and you probably gonna throw in the answer for that last one anyway. But what about I need to understand the difference between a healthy desire to win and competition, and then I feel like there's a line of being arrogant and just obsessed with winning. Like I think about Terrell Owens, right? Mm-hmm. He's a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Yet he went to 5-6 different teams because everybody thought, when it comes down to it, everybody thought you were a jerk. I don't know if I can cut. Okay, a jerk. That's the word I'm going to use. I wasn't going to use that one, but I'll be.
You are an heiress of chaos.
Because sometimes the arrogance, sorry, can get in the way. So, do you think that there's a fine line? Because what I have learned, I figured this out too because I didn't play sports. I didn't figure out till later on.
Mhm.
You need a healthy dose of competition.
Mhm.
You need that energy to want to win, because if you don't want to win, you'll kind of just settle for whatever life throws at you. You'll settle for average. So you think it's a fine line between the two?
Oh my gosh, we just do not have enough time.
Yeah.
We do not have enough time. So let me put it to like this. Let me try to synthesize what it is that I think about what you said. We live in a society whose measure of success has winning and losing aligned to it. There's a competitive environment that we show up in every single day. And if I don't know how to maneuver in that kind of environment, I'm never going to truly win. And a part of the problem is that we've laid out this idea that I'm competing against you or you. The reality is, if I put myself in a position to use my talents, my skills, and abilities based upon some interest in a thing,
Yeah.
I'm truly competing against myself. I didn't learn that until I got to college, right? But I did learn, and Grandma's gonna have something to say about this in a little bit. But I
Okay.
did learn how to, and some of my friends are gonna love this. I learned how to lose, and what I mean by that is I learned that there was something I could then learn from the experience that I had, because I didn't achieve the thing we set out to do when we started it. When we started the game, the goal was to win.
Right.
We didn't win. We didn't achieve the goal. So there's something that would have had to happen in that moment for me to now be back in a posture to do the next thing. Sometimes, if we never give ourselves permission to know what it means to fight through a loss, then we never truly can appreciate what it looks like and what it means to win. And some people are only focused on winning, and I don't think that's healthy. And some people are only focused on not losing, and
Yeah.
that's not healthy either. I had a coach one time who was focused on not losing, and we lost games because he wasn't focused on winning. Right. So there's this balance that we've got to be able to create in this narrative. And so, Johnny, I really appreciate this kind of conversation, because it has you thinking about there is this balance that
Yeah.
we're creating every single day. And at the end of the day, if I've put you in a competitive situation and you haven't learned how to understand what it is that you're doing, what you're bringing, how you take all of that stuff and bring it into a situation where, again, I love teams. In a team environment, everybody wins because you brought the best of you. Well, you can't learn that if you always just, well, I showed up and now I'm rewarded for showing up. I, as they say in church, the devil is a liar. My,
That's right.
my friend with me, there's no way in the world you can truly have a lived experience that makes you better every day if you don't have this ability to say, wait a minute, I'm glad I won, but there's something that I learned in my winning. I'm glad I lost. There's something I learned in my losing. And that's just my headset about it. It's not right, it's not wrong. It's just how I've learned to be able to grow in the things that I do, because I've experienced both winning and I've experienced both losing.
Yeah.
And there's something that I have learned in all of it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And it comes back to that word balance. I love that you said that, because I was kind of talking to my husband a little bit before we started this conversation. And that what he brought up is like balance. It has to be a balance between the two. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to pass it over to you so you can start closing us out. But I want to hear your take on the balance of the two, of being
I got you.
arrogant. Because not to say that you are, but I mean, you have a healthy dose of it, but which I think is good too, though. All joking aside, I think is a great thing too. So, like, you don't want Michael Jordan to have been like, well, I guess you guys can pass me the ball. I'll see what I can do with it when you get it to me, right? Or, our hip hop fans out there, you don't want your MC on the mic like sounding scared and timid.
I'm okay.
I
I think I'm the dopest MC.
Yeah, you don't want that. Right?
Yeah. No, I agree with CT. I definitely think that there is a healthy balance of competitiveness and sportsmanship, right? And I'm using sportsmanship in the sense of I am choosing to play with integrity for the sake of the sport and my desire to win, right? not just for winning for the sake of winning, because there are some people who only focus on winning and they cause their team to lose because they focus just on winning. I'll tell you a great show that gives you parallels of winning and losing, and it's just a great series to kind of like delve into some of the topics. Ted Lasso.
Oh yes.
Ted Lasso
so good.
beats on these subjects
Yes,
repeatedly. Actually, I talked to my son about it in depth about it because he told me to watch it. And I had to be honest, like that's a very sad show, but it does teach you about winning and losing in ways that you would never experience in any other place. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance, check out Ted Lasso.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put us in our final space, and I'm going to go ahead and open up to my man CT so he can let us know what would Grandma do about this right now. CT,
What Grandma got for us.
what would
What grandma might
do?
say in this instance, she might say, "Come here, baby," because I think that's the new way that we want to make sure that we are introducing grandma segments. So let me keep it as succinct as I possibly can, because I think we've covered a good bit of this. But when you think about what grandma would say, grandma wants to talk about what it means to win and what it means to lose. And so you said something really interesting, and I thought is important, because grandma would say the same thing, is the W in win is the work. If you put the work in, then winning becomes less important. It becomes the work that you put in, because the I is the investment. The work you put in is the investment needed and necessary so that you get to the end. And that's the word never. You never, then the word lose. So if I put in the work, that's created the investment, so I never lose. What then does it mean to lose? When it comes to this conversation, losing, the L is about learning what it is that you did or did not do in that instance, so that the lessons that you learn help you level to another place. So when the leveling to another place, what it does, it creates opportunity for you to know that there's somewhere and some way that I need to grow. And when that opportunity shows up and I do it because I've leveled up, I am stronger. Literally, mentally stronger, depending on what I'm physically stronger, I'm emotionally stronger, I'm psychologically stronger. And when I'm stronger, I had to do it like this show. When I'm stronger, every day is easy. Like every day is easier because I'm stronger, because the opportunities that are in front of me allow me to level up, because I learned that when it's time for me to win, winning is because the work was in, the investment was there, and I'm never going to lose when I do it that way. Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you,
Grandma.
That was beautiful. So a little winning and losing. We're gonna break that down, and we're gonna come back to it and break that down in some detail. But you already know what it is. Whenever we have Grandma go and Grandma lay it out, Johnny, I gotta come to you and say, Johnny, what you got?
Still makes me laugh every single time. Okay, so we talked about winning and losing. I think this was a dope conversation, because that's what life brings. Life brings some wins, it brings some losses, and it's all about how we learn from each of those, just like CT said. But I would have to touch on, and we talked about it a tiny bit when E talked about being injured and his expectations having to change. Talk about grief just a tiny bit, because I'm no grief expert and we can have a whole conversation about this. But grief can come after any event that disrupts or challenges our sense of normalcy or our expectations that we have. And oftentimes we don't even realize that we are grieving, because a lot of times we just think grieving is, I've lost someone. But what about when you lose a job? What about when you lose a friendship or a relationship? You change teams at work and you're saying goodbye to folks that you used to work with all the time, even though they're right down the hallway, but it's a whole different type of dynamic that you are experiencing. And when we're grieving and maybe not realize that is grief, it could show up in different forms. So maybe you're just showing up as like a little bit more irritated and short and annoyed with things. Maybe you're sad and you don't even know what it is. Maybe you're kind of like impatient and snapping back at people because you had this expectation of what was supposed to happen today and it didn't. I'm always talking about the idea of self-awareness and how important it is. So I just encourage all of us to think about how grief can show up and what are our responses to that. Sometimes it's reckless behavior. You're out doing all kind of stuff and you don't even realize why. And it's really because you're grieving this idea or this thought or this person or whatever. I remember I had a friend who started a business, and him and his partner decided to let the business go. And he said, Johnny, I would be in a grocery store and randomly just bust out in tears because I was grieving all the work that we had put into this business that we created, that no longer existed, and my heart was broken. So just think about that as you're experiencing life and think life throws things at you. How are you dealing with it and how is it showing up? And you just may be the person to be able to help someone else when they're struggling through something else. But I really think it starts with that self-awareness piece and understanding how we respond to certain situations.
And Johnny, if some people have never looked up what the 7 stages of grief are, it's important to understand that there is a stages that you go through, and the faster you go through those phases and stages, the outcome then becomes, okay, now I can move on. So making sure that I love the comment on grief, but there is a pathway.
Yes.
Right. And so if any of y'all, I won't go through it now because for time, but look up the 7 stages of grief.
Yeah. Good call.
Well, we'll double down on that when we do the breakdown of Johnny's gems. I think we'll be able to go into the 7 stages of grief. That's awesome. So thank you guys so much for both of those Johnny's gems, because when you ask Johnny what you got, she always got something. And then my man CT laying out what grandma do. I'm just gonna go ahead and just give us our final thoughts. I don't think I'm gonna do the from the E of the AOC today. Yeah, you guys did such a great job. I don't think I need to put any little chaos at the end. I think there's enough chaos. There's enough chaos in this show today for me to be satisfied with the amount we sprinkled in. But I will, the thing that I will say for my final thoughts, because I think you guys did a great job of like summarizing everything. For my final thought today is be okay with winning and be okay with losing. Because like we talked about, it's a process, and there's a lot of things you have to understand in a win and a loss. But the fact that you can be okay with it starts that process of learning from it. You can't be okay with things that you're fighting. You just can't. Yeah. So if you're fighting a loss, you can't accept it to learn from it. And if you're so high on a win that you can't even look objectively of why you won, then you don't actually learn what made that win possible. So
love it.
Be tuned in to your wins and losses. All right. And I know we're up on time, but as always, you guys can follow us and see us at all of the wonderful locations that we're at. You're watching on YouTube or you're listening on any of your streaming sites or platforms, whether that be iTunes, Apple podcasts, Spotify, anywhere. We're on Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Please like, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, because we're here for you every Monday. I want to give a special shout out to the homeboy Camp for doing all the work behind the scenes, because he makes it happen for us every single week. And we wouldn't be anything without you. Thank you guys for all the work that you got that you do as well. And thank you to the motivationers that stay inspiring us to keep doing this. So with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and I'm going to say my favorite thing to say to you guys, that you can just chill to the next episode. Peace and have a good one.
Peace,
y'all.